partner's able to bid one note, then I think partner has enough for me that we belong to the game. But while we're on that topic, if you do, now remember, because you're short in the suit, it's not always, we don't always love the idea of hearing a no trump from partner when we make a takeout double, especially if we have a singleton or void, right? But if partner bids a no trump, then they have a stopper in the opponent's suit, and maybe more than one stopper. And so when we get to that type of situation, like this, one thing that is really important is that if you respond, you don't just bid a no trump just because you have a club stopper. It has to be a little bit constructive. I would normally play this as like 7 to 10. Maybe a really good 6. You typically do not want to bid a no trump, even if your one and only honor is in the opponent's suit. Find another bid, because one no trump is a semi-positive response to the double. It's probably it's partner, I don't have a 4-card major to bid, or I don't have a long diamond suit to bid. Because a partner has a good takeout double, your no trump might get raised, and you don't want. And so that's why you don't want to do it with like 3 or 4 points over there. So yeah, I could live with a good 6 count. A 6 count with a couple of 10s and 9s in there, cards that end up being useful for no trump. But yeah, normally one no is like 7 to 10. And then if you're jumping in no trump, and we'll get into this or when we look at the table, and then if you jump to 2 no in response to the double, now we're usually looking at a good 11 to maybe 13. Some 13 counts you may be shooting out 3 no. So let's look at a couple of examples. Let's find out what would you do?
WWCD. Fill up with currency,
Yeah.
not Cheryl. God, don't come on, that'd be a disaster. Unless you meant the opposite. Cheryl, fill up with currency.
Yeah. The C could be you.
Bracelets.
The C could be you.
That's right, someday I'm hoping.
I always like to start with a softball. Oh. Okay, yeah, there we go. This hand isn't as good as the example in my notes. The hand has 14 cards. So don't bet as much when you only have 13 cards. All right, so they open a diamond, and you hold that. Is everybody okay with double?
Yeah.
You may not love your Queen Doubleton of diamonds. That may be a wasted card. I would still double. You don't know for sure that it's a wasted card. It might be carrying its weight. Partner could have the king, and that would ensure that you only had one diamond loser if you played in another suit somewhere, right? But yeah, opening values, support for all unbid suits, and most ideally 4-4 in the majors, right? So you would really love to hear partner bid hearts or spades when you double, but if partner bids clubs, you can live with that. Remember, if partner bids clubs, they probably don't have a 4-card major, right? Which increases the likelihood that they have a 5th club. Now, they don't promise a 5th club. They might have to respond 2 clubs to your double with only 4, but hey, like I said, if you end up playing a 4-3 club fit, so be it. Not the end of the world. All right, well, let's change it up a little bit and see how you feel about something a little different. We'll give you a little spade and king, queen, 4th of hearts. We'll give you ace, jack, 4th of diamonds, and jack, 10, 9, 4th of clubs. And your right hand opponent opens 1 spade. Are you in? I think this hand is always worth a double. Even if you're vulnerable and the opponents aren't, I would still double. Yes, it's a little light, but the shape is ideal. You've got 4 in the other major. Which partner is going to take you for, like we said, almost always. Hopefully partner can bid hearts. The partner has to bid a minor. I think you're okay with that too. You've got a couple of decent 4-card minors. I mean, your weakest holding is clubs. And I give you Jack 10-9 fourth, just because those 10 and 9 are usually good pushers, and and if partner does bid clubs, I think they would be glad to see those cards. You really won't get into trouble very often making a takeout double with this hand. Yeah, it could be that you catch partner with a pretty good hand and they jump in response to your double. Okay, well, you're not accepting any game tries with this hand, right? So you'll pass next. But better to get in early and then just pass whatever partner does next. And you might be thinking, well, but what if I double with this 11 count and partner bids 2 whatevers, and partner has a really weak hand, partners, I made partner bid and they only have 6 or 7 points or worse. You know what? If we get to play 2 clubs or 2 diamonds or 2 hearts, and we only have 16 or 17 high card points, the opponents have missed something, haven't they? They may not have missed the game, but it's their hand. So if they want to sell out to us in 2 clubs or 2 diamonds or whatever, even if we're down a trick, or if we're vulnerable or non-vulnerable, even if we're down a couple of tricks because the hand doesn't play very well, I don't feel bad about that result because they were going to make something.
Take away the queen of king.
Take away the queen of hearts.
Yeah.
What is it? If it's not a queen,
X.
just an X. Would I double? And in the pass-out seat, I will.
Pardon me?
In the pass-out seat, this would be fine. Like we talked about, can be a little lighter.
Yeah.
So 1 spade, pass. Would I double with this hand? Yeah, now I might.
What are you evaluating the singleton spade as?
What's that?
What are you evaluating the singleton spade as? Don't you give yourself extra points for that?
No, I mean because your singleton spade is part of your criteria for doubling light in the first place, right?
But what if you're favorable versus not?
Favorable. I think I still don't really like it in direct seat. I'm not saying it's unreasonable, but it's pretty. I mean that's getting pretty aggressive.
Then you're more conservative than you were the last time. You taught the class.
I'm more conservative than I was the last time I taught the class.
Yeah, you said you could do it with the perfect
Yeah, but it's
disengage
it's okay. I mean, part of this comes into partnership agreement and partnership style too,
Okay.
right?
non-vulnerable versus.
I mean, well, let's
Something.
put it this way: if I doubled with this hand in direct seat, I would definitely not be vulnerable. So that part of it is right. So let's say I'm at favorable vulnerability. Would I consider getting in direct seat? I would consider it. Would I do it? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, am I playing with a partner who could take a joke?
Yeah.
I mean, I have some partners that I would definitely not double with this hand because I think they would get too excited and they bid too much.
I'm teasing.
It's not an unreasonable double. It's not certainly anything weaker than that, I'm passing.
Right.
I mean, we are looking at probably the dead minimum, and again, we're bringing all the conditions into play.
Well,
What's my partnership style? What is my partner likely to do with this? Does my partner tend to bid more conservatively or more aggressively? The vulnerability. I look at my opponents too. Yeah. And I've been asked that question before. You know, do you play your opponents? Do you do different things against different opponents? This is the part of bridge that is different when you play at your local club or you play at a tournament where you know the competition versus you travel out of town and you're playing a bunch of strangers and you don't know their tendencies. Yeah. I mean, there's some people I play against, I'm like, I feel very safe always bidding one more than I probably should because I know my opponents are going to bid one more and take me off the hook and maybe get too high. So, yeah, those are all factors. Yeah, I mean, and look, that's part of also why, you know, why is this game, and I don't know how many of you use any bridge software. You know, it has gotten much better over the years, but I still have yet to ever play computer bridge software that would not go haywire or be flawed in some way on certain auctions. It's just, you know, you can't get the robots to, you know, that element of judgment just isn't there, right? And while a huge part of this game is mathematical and statistical and all of that, there's a judgment component that just doesn't translate to computers perfectly, you know. I mean, even chess does much better computerized because, you know, it's like we have this board, we have these pieces that move a certain way, and everything is very finite in what we can do, right? And so it's a lot easier to have computerized chess and have a, you know, and come up with, you know, Deep Blue, you know, the computer program that can, you know, beat the best humans in the world on a regular basis. Doesn't work that way with bridge. There's always going to be a judgment call, and even if it comes down to something like this, like if this hand gets played around the room a dozen times, a couple people are going to make a takeout double with that hand, and the rest of the room won't. And all of a sudden, we've created a different action at one table than maybe going on other places, right? So, because you know, it's like chaos theory, right? Because it's not just the double, it's the other effects that double causes, right? From the opponents, from your partner, etc. So, but I also think that's part of what makes match point pairs a lot of fun. You know, is that unpredictability. So, and if you double with this hand and then partner ends up bidding too much and playing it, and you table this. Yeah, you said the line. Who was I playing with? Was it when I was playing with you in Loveland? Someone tabled a dummy and they said, "Well, I took a view." Was that it? Yes. That's our favorite saying. You know, I took a view, partner. You can translate that to mean I did something that maybe I shouldn't have done, and if it doesn't work out very well, it's my fault. Yeah. Yes. This is. It's like the thing. It's like when you know when you make a bid that maybe you shouldn't have. If you get a really if you get a really good result, we say that your bid was enterprising. And if you get a really bad result, we say that your bid was stupid, right? So you're reserving the right to evaluate that bid after the fact, after you see how things turn out. Let's look at a couple more examples here, and then we'll hit the midway break. How about this one here? Okay, your shape is 3-4-5-1, 3-4 in the majors, 5 diamonds to the jack singleton club. Your right-hand opponent opens the club. Votes? Does everybody over here like double with this hand? Is it the perfect double? No, it's not perfect. If it were perfect, your 5th diamond would be a 4th spade. But not all of our doubles can be perfect. Were you thinking about overcalling a diamond? I think that's a poor choice with this hand because the diamonds are so lousy. When you're looking at jack 5th, you might think, well, I should overcall a diamond because I have 5. But A, it's a terrible lead director, right? If partner ends up on lead and leads a diamond, you may not like that because your suit's awful. And also the overcall, remember your overcall is always a more unilateral bid than your takeout double. And if partner has 4 hearts, or if partner has 5 spades, you have missed an 8, you are quite likely missing an 8-card major fit by choosing to overcall a diamond. So when my 5-card diamond suit looks more like a 4-card diamond suit, because it's so bad, in fact, it might even look like a 3-card diamond suit, it's so sticky, I think double is a better call. Most of your hand is in the majors. 14 of your 15 points are in fact in the majors. So I think I want to keep those holdings in. And look, if partner bids a spade and plays a 4-3 spade fit, and it turned out that we miss an 8 or 9 card diamond fit, I'm okay with that. Because maybe partner can squeak out a spade part score, and it's going to score just as well as our diamond contract possibly. So it's not the end of the world. So yeah, so let's try to keep all those unbid suits in the picture as best we can. Let's look at one more here from, let's do this. How about 3 spades to the ace, ace doubleton of hearts, 6-card diamond suit, king, queen, jack, 10, and ace, queen of clubs. 20 high card points there? Now, if you're thinking about opening this, you think, well, should I open a diamond? I kind of like 2-no, which I think is a reasonable choice with that hand, with 20 generally balanced, and figure the diamond or source of tricks. But let's say that you are thrown a bit of a curve and you don't get to open the bidding because your right hand opponent opens a spade. Well, what do you think?
Double the bid?
Yeah, you'd love to show your diamonds, but the hand's a little too good to just bid 2 diamonds, right? In fact, it's a lot too good. Okay, so we're going to start with double, and of course, when you start with double, what do you expect partner to do most of the time? A partner might bid clubs, but more awkwardly, partner might bid hearts, right? Because as far as partner knows, you just have a regular old minimum takeout double. You have the 13 or 14 point double with 4 hearts, right? That's what you have most of the time on this auction. So we figure partner's gonna end up bidding 2 hearts. All right, well, you can fix this, because when it comes back around, now you're gonna show your suit. And at the stage where you bid 3 diamonds, partner will now know, oh, I see, you got a diamond suit, and your hand was too good for 2 diamonds. If your partner had hearts, wouldn't they be either passing 2 hearts or raising hearts or Q bidding or something else? If I really had 4 hearts as part of my double that we normally expect, we'd be playing in hearts. I wouldn't be offering diamonds. So hopefully if you have this kind of bidding sequence, what that does is set off the warning alarm for partner, hey, I have a different hand than you originally thought I had. Just remember, 98% of the time, it's just a regular takeout double. You're not gonna pick up the moose with the long suit that often, right? So we all just assume this to be a regular takeout double until partner does something to show us otherwise. And 3 diamonds is now the otherwise. Now, here's the last question before we go to a short break.
Right.
3 diamonds by you. Forcing or not forcing?
I think it should be. You could have 0.
Partner could have 0, right? Partner could have 4 hearts to the 9 and nothing else. You made partner bid something with the takeout double, right? They weren't going to leave a takeout double of a spade. All right, so if you double and bid, you are highly encouraging partner to bid again, but this is not forcing. And if partner is broke, they are allowed to pass 3 diamonds. And you know what? If partner's sitting over there with a 0 count or even a 2 count, they probably should pass 3 diamonds because that may be the limit of the hand, right? I mean, no guarantee you'd even make 3. You like your hand is so good that I think you like your chances maybe to take 9 tricks in diamonds. But on the other hand, you know, you could have a heart and a couple of spades and the ace of diamonds to lose, and you know, or maybe you have a finessable king of clubs, but if you can't get the dummy to, you know, if partner's hand is so bad that you can't get to the dummy to take your club finesse, you know, and the opponents don't give you some help on defense, you may not be able to take even 9 tricks if partner's hand is that bad. So doubling and bidding is not forcing, but it is highly encouraging, and partners should bid something with any excuse.
And if partner has 4 or 5 points, do they bid?
Yeah, although
3
this gets
no?
to be, well, so in this case,
And 'cause you can only-
if I'm the 2-heart bidder and I have a decent maybe 5 or 6 points, I'm taking another call of some sort. If I had a spade stopper myself, I would probably bid 3 no. If I didn't have a spade stopper, but let's say I had, you know, the king of hearts and the, you know, or even just the ace of diamonds. What if I had the ace of diamonds and nothing else? Say, oh, hey, partner doubled and bid a suit, and I've got the ace of their long suit. If you're doubling and bidding this suit, it's probably a 6-card suit to the king queen, right?
Mhm.
So what would I do if I had the ace of partner suit and nothing else in my hand? Any ideas?
Well.
Let's give you that hand.
I think I do. Count, I've gotta have 20 points. I've gotta have some aces.
Actually, I'll only give you 3 diamonds. Give you-
But Kurt, they say 2 hearts, so wouldn't they have 4 hearts?
Yeah, we can use that option there. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Yeah, if my partner made a takeout double of a spade, you would bid 2 hearts, right? You're super weak, your hearts are awful, you don't like it, but you're gonna bid your longest suit. Partner
Oh,
made
this
you
is
bid.
with only 4 points.
All right.
Okay.
And you got 3 diamonds? Cuban?
How about 3 spades? Since you know partner has a long diamond suit and you've gotten a card that they would really like to know about, and would find useful, if partner had a spade stopper, how would you feel about 3 no? 3 no is actually cold on these cards, right? Look at these 2 hands together. Yeah, they knock out your spade stopper, but you run off 6 diamonds and the ace of hearts and the ace of clubs. They cannot beat 3 no.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling frisky when you're over there in the dummy with your ace of diamonds, you take a club finesse for an over trick. Because you're a greedy scum like all of us match point players are, right? Yeah, so three spades I think would be partner king you bid 3 no, would be, for those of you who did the Q bid stuff, that would definitely be a Western Q type situation. If partner couldn't bid 3 no, we're probably gonna play 4 diamonds. I don't know if we wanna try 5, we may not have 11 tricks. If partner just rebids their suit, now we've gotta decide, do we play 4 diamonds or do we try 5? Is my ace of diamonds enough to play 5? Well, you don't have any roughing value. So my feeling is, you know, the game here is 3 no if we can bid it. And if we don't have a spade stopper, 4 diamonds is probably enough. Now, if we don't have a spade stopper, the partner's ace of spades is probably another card somewhere, because they did double and bid, right? We're a little past the midway point. Why don't we break for a few minutes, and then we want to spend